Rebecca Lombardo, host of VendorVibes and fractional CMO. Today, I'm here with Brittany from Discover Freedom. Hello, Brittany.
Happy day today.
Thank you. So, what is Discover Freedom?
Discover Freedom is a coaching business where I partner with companies to help cultivate leadership development within their cultures to help build up their staff and their teams.
So, what kind of pain point are you solving there?
Oh, there's so many. You know how vacation rentals are, where what it looks like is, so many of us fall into this industry on accident, and we don't really ever have proper training and support for who we are and how we're showing up as a leader. And so we typically tend to learn the hardest way possible by trial and error. And so what this looks like in a common business is that, you've got owners of the company who are doing the best they can. They're bringing on staff, and it just doesn't seem like the team really knows what's going on, or maybe, left hand doesn't know what right hand is doing. And so there's just kind of always like a state of chaos more than what else is coming into the business. And so by partnering with these companies and working with the leaders, we can really establish some good boundaries and some good skill sets that help them. So that way, I would say you're probably more resilient and more confident in how you can handle the chaos of that day to day from the industry.
I might be familiar with one or two scenarios that you're describing right now. Very good.
They're quite widespread.
Maybe. So what makes you unique in what you're offering?
Absolutely. Great question. So I've been in the industry as a property manager for the past 13 years. And so I have lived this. I know what this is like. I founded my own company. I built the company, sold that company within just 4 years. So, I understand what hospitality is, and I understand the backside of the story that nobody else really can understand unless you've just been in it. And then also the other side of it is that I have invested in a coaching certification and continue to do continued learning, just so that way it's not like, oh, I just have this experience, I know everything. I've also honestly been able to change my own mindset and improve on my skills personally. So that way, pairing the coaching education with the experience in the industry helps me, I think, come in from a really cool advantage point.
Sounds like it. So, is there a prerequisite to working with you? Do you need to actually have one or two properties, or what do you need to have in place in order to work with you?
So realistically, there's not many prerequisites. I think for me, what I look for are people who are ambitious, they're servant-hearted, and they're very serious about growing a sustainable five-star company culture. And so that can look like, and I am working with a few solopreneurs that they're doing it on their own. They want to take the next step. I also am working with a couple other people where they're, on a team and have, staff underneath them and, people owners above them. And so it really is all over the place. But I think the biggest thing is just they have a passion and a drive to want something better and, to really improve on who they are and just be the best that they can be.
So, is that how you would describe your ideal client, or what do they look like?
Yeah. So typically, I think ideally if it's a property management company, they're going to have probably about 50 to 200 properties. So you could say that's somewhat small to medium size. Typically, the owner is still involved in the decision making and in the business. And so they're kind of feeling the heat, that exhaustion, that overwhelm. The team is feeling it because they're doing everything that they know how to do. But again, there's just a little bit of chaos in that every day. From the vendor side, I think again, small to medium-sized vendors really seems to be the sweet spot there, where you have a lot of times sales reps who are just so eager to do a good job and to help these property managers. And, they need that support and structure too from an owner and a visionary who really believes that investing in the people and helping build them up is what's going to help the sales and help the growth.
Definitely. And I kind of agree with you about that ideal client profile sweet spot in terms of the number of properties. It's a very unique kind of path in that growth curve. So that's really interesting. Can you share a little bit about, why somebody would rave about their experience with you?
Absolutely. So one person that comes top of mind, she's a mom, she's a wife, and she's a sales leader. And I thought this was the coolest thing, because she said to me, Brittany, I have to make decisions. I have to lead a team, and I have nobody to turn to, but I could come to you. And she said, you listened to me like I was the most interesting book in the world. And that's really powerful, because I've experienced that myself and not sure about you, but sometimes being in this industry can get very lonely because you're giving to so many other people. And it's really easy to lose who you are, not really know who to turn to, or maybe you're just having conversations where it's just kind of like a rant session and nothing like good comes out of it. There's no like forward movement. And so it's been really interesting with this specific person, in this example, to really see her growth, not only as a leader, she can have harder conversations, she can show up better in leadership meetings that she's in, but she's also at the point where she's setting better boundaries, healthier boundaries in new habits for herself so she can be a better mom, a better wife. And so it's really like this super cool holistic approach, that we've dove into that like she is just absolutely glowing now and feeling it. And so it's really powerful to be in that situation with her.
That sounds incredible. And thank you for sharing that.
Thank
So,
you.
do you work with folks just in the US?
Primarily, but I'll be honest, Zoom opens the doors for all sorts of things. So I actually do a little bit of coaching, with another coach even over in Germany. And so that's a really awesome thing, about technology these days. Obviously, it's a little harder for me to travel overseas. Not opposed to that, but typically most of my clients would be US based. A lot of times, they are virtual sessions, but there's also that opportunity if somebody wants to bring me in and work directly with the team and be a little bit more of that hands-on engagement. I understand the value in that too and have witnessed it firsthand. And so there's always that opportunity. And I think for me, and I didn't say this earlier, like having been in the industry for so long, I understand that every single company is completely different. Like we're all kind of doing the same thing, but we all are so intricate. And so I understand that. So for me, it's not like this one size fits all cookie cutter approach. It really is being able to meet with the team, figure out what leadership, what the owners want different, and then how do we cultivate a program and experience that really is a win-win and actually gives them results that they really need in their business.
Interesting. So, are you working with just the one leader of the company, or are you working with multiple leaders or top tier leadership? How does that work?
So right now, my experience has been with single leaders in companies. I definitely have the capability, to work with the team and would look forward to that opportunity. But again, for right now, it's really been just kind of working on some one-offs and even some solopreneurs as well, and helping them along with their journey.
Awesome. And if somebody hears this and they want to talk to you and learn more, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
I am super active on LinkedIn. And then also you can text me, or email me. My phone number is 850-499-3733. 0145. And my email address is all in at discoverfreedom.life.
Lovely. Oh, I love that. So thank you so much for your time today, Brittany. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Same, Rebecca. I appreciate the opportunity.
Cheers, everyone.